There is a moment, a very small moment, where everything is about to change, but most people never see it. Not because it isn't there, not because they aren't capable, but because they quit right before it happens, right before the breakthrough, right before the result they prayed for, worked for, cried for, and sacrificed for. Life has a strange pattern. It tests you the hardest when you are the closest to winning. It makes you tired when you are almost at the finish line. It fills your mind with doubt when success is only one more step away. And that is where most people stop. That is where most people say, maybe this isn't for me. That is where dreams get buried, not because they were impossible, but because someone gave up too soon. Today, I want to talk about why most people quit right before something great happens, and the 3 moments you must survive if you want to reach the life you were meant to live. There comes a moment in every journey where the weight feels heavier than you ever expected it to be. A moment where the excitement you once had is gone, the motivation feels empty, and the only thing left is pressure. This is the moment where most people start asking themselves if it's even worth it. They look at how far they still have to go instead of how far they have already come. They start to believe the struggle means they are failing, when in reality, the struggle means they are getting closer. The hardest part always comes before the breakthrough, but most people don't know that, so they stop right where they should have pushed harder. When you begin something new, everything feels possible. You have energy, you have hope, you have vision, you can see the future in your mind, and it looks perfect. But life does not test you at the beginning. Life waits. It waits until you are invested, until you care, until walking away would hurt. Then the obstacles show up, then the delays happen, then the doubt starts talking. Suddenly the same dream that once excited you now feels heavy. The same goal that once gave you purpose now feels like pressure. And this is the point where most people quit, not because they can't do it, but because they didn't expect it to be this hard. Every great story has this moment. Every person who ever achieved something meaningful went through a phase where nothing seemed to work. Think about the people you look up to, athletes who trained for years before anyone knew their name, entrepreneurs who failed again and again before their idea finally worked, students who studied late at night while everyone else was sleeping, not knowing if the effort would pay off. What you see now is the result, but what you don't see is the part where they wanted to give up. What you don't see is the nights they questioned themselves, the mornings they felt tired, the days they thought, maybe this dream wasn't meant for them. That part always comes before the breakthrough. There is a reason the hardest part comes at the end. Pressure reveals who you really are. When things are easy, anyone can stay, anyone can work when they feel motivated, anyone can believe when results come quickly. But when progress is slow, when nothing is guaranteed, when the reward is not visible yet, that is where the real test begins. That is where discipline has to be stronger than emotion. That is where belief has to be stronger than doubt. That is where you decide if this is just something you wanted or something you are willing to fight for. Think about how many people stop right before things change. A person goes to the gym for weeks and sees no difference, so they quit, not knowing their body was just about to respond. Someone works on a business for months with no success, so they walk away, not knowing they were one decision away from the opportunity they needed. Someone studies, practices, tries again and again, but because results are slow, they assume it's not working. They don't realize that progress is happening under the surface. Just because you cannot see the change yet does not mean the change is not coming. History is full of examples of people who reached the point where quitting felt easier than continuing, and that was exactly the moment everything started to turn. There are stories of inventors who failed hundreds of times before one success changed the world. There are stories of athletes who lost more games than they won before they became champions. There are stories of ordinary people who kept going when nobody believed in them, and one day their persistence became the reason everyone respected them. The difference was never talent alone. The difference was that they stayed when it got hard. You have to understand this if you want to reach anything meaningful in life. The pain you feel right now might not be a sign to stop. It might be a sign that you are closer than you think. The exhaustion you feel might not mean you are losing. It might mean you have been fighting longer than most people ever do. The doubt in your mind might not mean the dream is wrong. It might mean the test is getting harder because the reward is getting closer. Most people never see the breakthrough because they walk away during the hardest part. They think the struggle is proof that it won't happen. When the struggle is often proof that it will, the road always gets steep right before the top. The weight always feels heaviest right before you become stronger. The moment you feel like you can't keep going is usually the moment that matters the most. And if you can hold on in that moment, if you can take one more step when everything inside you says stop, you might find yourself standing exactly where you once dreamed of being. There are moments in life when it feels like nothing is changing, no matter how hard you try. You wake up early, you put in the work, you stay consistent, you sacrifice comfort, time, and sometimes even happiness. Yet when you look around, everything seems the same. No big results, no recognition, no clear sign that the effort is paying off. In those moments, the mind starts playing tricks on you. It starts whispering that maybe this isn't working, maybe you are wasting your time, maybe you are not meant for something greater. And that is exactly where most people give up, not because they failed, but because they couldn't see the progress that was happening quietly in the background. Progress is happening even when you can't see it, but you have to stay strong long enough to let it reveal itself. We live in a world that wants results fast. People want success in weeks, confidence in days, and change overnight. But real growth has never worked like that. Real growth is slow, it is uncomfortable, and most of the time it is invisible. Think about planting a seed. The day you put it in the ground, nothing happens. The next day, nothing happens. For days, for weeks, it looks like the soil is empty. If you didn't understand how growth works, you would think the seed failed. You would think nothing is happening, but under the surface, roots are forming. Strength is building where no one can see it. The process is working even though the result is not visible yet. Your life works the same way. Just because you don't see the change yet does not mean the change is not coming. Every person who has ever achieved something meaningful has gone through a period where they felt like their effort meant nothing. Athletes train for years before they stand on a podium. Students study for months before they see the grades they want. Entrepreneurs work day and night before anyone notices their work. In those moments, there is no applause, no reward, no proof that the sacrifice is worth it. All they have is belief that the work they are doing today will become the result they see tomorrow. And the people who make it are not the ones who never doubted. They are the ones who kept going even when doubt was loud. Sometimes progress is not something you can measure right away. Sometimes progress is becoming stronger mentally. Sometimes progress is learning discipline. Sometimes progress is building patience. These things do not show up in numbers, but they show up in the person you are becoming. You may not realize it, but every time you keep going when it's hard, you are changing. Every time you choose to stay consistent when nobody is watching, you are growing. Every time you refuse to quit, even when it feels pointless, you are building the kind of strength that success requires. There is a reason so many people stop too early. The human mind wants proof before it keeps going. It wants to see results before it gives more effort, but life does not always give proof first. Sometimes life waits to see if you are serious. It waits to see if you will keep working without applause, without recognition, without guarantees. That is the test most people fail. They work hard as long as they feel motivated, but the moment motivation disappears, they disappear too. They don't understand that the real progress begins when motivation on ends and discipline takes over. Think about how many times people quit right before something changes. Someone goes to the gym for months and sees nothing, then quits, not knowing their body was just about to respond. Someone practices a skill every day but feels average, so they stop, not knowing they were close to a breakthrough. Someone works toward a dream but gets tired of waiting, so they walk away, not knowing the opportunity they wanted was closer than ever. The tragedy is not that they failed. The tragedy is that they stopped when success was already on its way. You have to remind yourself that progress does not always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like repetition. Sometimes it looks like slow days, boring days, hard days. Sometimes it looks like doing the same thing again and again without seeing the reward. But those are the days that matter the most. Those are the days where your character is built. Those are the days where your future is decided. Because anyone can keep going when results are visible, but only a few can keep going when all they have is faith. So if you feel like nothing is changing, don't stop. If you feel like your effort is not paying off, don't stop. If you feel like you're stuck, don't stop. What you cannot see today may be the very thing that changes your life tomorrow. The work you are doing right now may be building something bigger than you imagined. Stay with it. Stay patient. Stay consistent. Because progress is happening, even when your eyes cannot see it yet. And one day the results will show. And when they do, you will realize that every moment you thought was wasted was actually preparing you for the moment everything finally makes sense. There comes a moment in every person's life where everything inside you tells you to stop. Your body feels tired, your mind feels heavy, and your heart starts questioning why you even started in the first place. It's the moment where the dream doesn't feel exciting anymore, the goal doesn't feel clear anymore, and the path in front of you feels longer than you ever expected. This is the moment most people never talk about. The moment where motivation disappears, confidence shakes, and the only thing left standing between you and quitting is your decision. The moment you want to quit is the moment that defines you, because what you do right there decides the direction of your life. Anyone can start something when they feel inspired. Anyone can chase a goal when they feel strong. Anyone can promise themselves they will never give up when life is easy. But life is not designed to stay easy. Challenges come, delays happen, plans fail, and suddenly the same person who once felt unstoppable starts wondering if they were wrong about themselves. This is where the real test begins. Not when everything is going well, but when nothing seems to be working. Not when people are cheering for you, but when nobody even notices the effort you are putting in. Not when you feel confident, but when doubt becomes louder than belief. Think about every person who has ever done something great. There was always a point where they wanted to walk away, a point where continuing felt painful and quitting felt comfortable. Athletes reach a moment in training where their body feels like it can't take another step. Students reach a moment where studying feels pointless. People chasing dreams reach a moment where reality feels stronger than imagination. That moment is not there to stop you. That moment is there to reveal you. It shows whether you are serious about your goal or just excited about the idea of it. There is a reason the hardest thoughts come right before the biggest decisions. Your mind tries to protect you from discomfort. It tells you to rest, to slow down, to choose the easier path. It tells you that maybe this goal is too big, maybe the timing is wrong, maybe you should try something else. And sometimes those thoughts sound so real that you almost believe them. But you have to understand something. Your mind speaks the loudest when you are closest to growth, because growth requires you to become someone stronger than you were yesterday. There's a story often told about a man digging for gold. He worked for a long time without finding anything, and eventually he got tired. He convinced himself the gold wasn't there, so he quit and sold the land. The next person who bought the land started digging in the same place, only a little deeper, and found gold just a few feet away. Imagine how many dreams are left behind like that. Not because the dream is impossible, but because the person stopped one step too early. Not because success wasn't there, but because quitting felt easier in that moment. The truth is, the moment you feel like giving up is not the end of the road. It is the point where the road splits. One direction leads back to comfort, back to the life you already know, back to the place where nothing changes. The other direction leads forward, but it requires pain, patience, and belief without proof. Most people choose the first path because it feels safe. Only a few choose the second path, and those are the people whose lives become stories others talk about. You don't become strong when everything goes your way. You become strong when you keep going, even when nothing goes your way. You don't build confidence by winning all the time. You build confidence by surviving the moments where you thought you couldn't continue but did anyway. Every time you refuse to quit, you are telling yourself that your dream matters more than your comfort. Every time you push through doubt, you are proving that your future is stronger than your fear. One day you will look back at your life and realize that the moments you wanted to quit were the moments that shaped you the most. Those were the moments that built your discipline, your patience, your courage. Those were the moments that separated you from the person you used to be, because the truth is, success is not decided when you start. It is decided in the moment when quitting feels like the easiest choice and you choose to keep going anyway. Most people quit right before something great happens. Not because they're weak, but because they don't realize how close they are. The struggle you feel right now might not be the end. It might be the final test, the last wall, the moment before the door opens. So if you feel tired, keep going. If you feel doubt, keep going. If you feel like nothing is working, keep going. Because the people who reach the life they dream about are not the ones who never struggled. They are the ones who refused to quit when quitting felt like the easiest choice.